Welcome. It is another episode of the No1 Podcast. I am your host, Coach Jake. I hope you guys are doing fantastic today. What's up, Andre, Sardor, Hassan, X, Lil Richie? Throw me a number one. Bunny Miauchi. Man, I can't get all these names right, but I appreciate all you guys tuning in. Give me a number one. Top Gun Firearms, dude. I'm actually going to buy my daughter some time at the range for her 17th birthday, man. So super awesome. X-Can, do you think Oliveira could beat Armand? I don't know, man. I got to be honest with you. I don't have a dog in that fight. Here's what I will say, dude. Oliveira is no joke. If I were betting, I would put it actually on Armand, but there's an outside chance. Anyway, Joe Burnett, BJJ, Ocean. Man, we got everybody jumping in here. Give me a number one. Keep it quick. If you have questions, get them out now. I do want to talk about a concept today that came up in one of my coaching sessions. So the way that I do my business coaching is that I have 3, 6, and 9 month engagements. And honestly, what's up, Vinny? Hey, buddy. Carlos, hey, what's going on? Jay Gall is happy to see all you guys. So the thing is that I do my own coaching. I have my own clients, mostly in software. I have some that are in some other businesses. But anyway, the clients that I see for Grant Cardone, Grant gives me his clients because I'm certified. I'm 10X business coach, elite business coach. In fact, I'm in the top 5%. And in 2022, I was the number 2 coach. I'm gunning for number 1 this year. So anyway, we do 3, 6, and year-long packages, right? In the business coaching. And I'm going to be honest, some of those 3-month packages are tough. Now you give it all you got, but the title of today's talk is Today's Chore is Tomorrow's Meal. What's up, William Chumley? Happy to see you. So today's chore is tomorrow's meal. You got to write that down, man. Ocean Waves. I have a toddler. I'm torn between wrestling and BJJ. What would you recommend as a beginner? I'm going to go with wrestling. 1, there's no submissions. 2, that is the biggest predictor of champions in fighting. So I don't know, man. And this is scientific wrestling. I'd be doing a disservice to wrestling. I mean, I'd go get him in the peewees when he or she is of age. Speaking of today's chore, wrestling may not be as exciting or cool, or when you go to Buffalo Wild Wings, people may not understand it, except people who actually fight the importance of it. But today's chore is tomorrow's meal. So where I was going with this is that I have a client today, just got him to renew. He was a 3-month client. Okay. So obviously 3 months is the least expensive way to go when you engage in the coaching. And that was all he could afford. He did 3 months. It's not much time. In fact, I'd prefer to just eliminate it, but because I'm seeing Grant's clients, it's not up to me. And so I do the very best I can. And we do pretty amazing things. If you guys want to see some amazing testimonials, go to number 1, just like the sign, .llc/10x. It's not .com, it's .llc, like limited liability corporation, .com/10x. And you can see all these testimonials. Anyway, 3 months we've been working. This poor guy's been struggling. He sells sports netting to big complexes. By the way, if you know somebody who needs sports netting, let me know. I will put you in touch. Jonathan, famous wrestlers you've ever met. I will tell you that story as soon as I'm done. So anyway, today was our last session. I'm like, oh man, this guy, dude, I want this guy to renew, but I can't rightfully justify a renewal if we're not making money yet. And he hadn't really. He had made some money, but not enough to renew. Boom. Today we roll in. After 3 months of hard work, he had a $15,000 week. So now we're renewing for a whole year. And it's a great deal for him, honestly. Sorry, guys, my little reminders. I cannot stay long. Anyway, the point is sometimes it takes you months and months and months and months to turn the ship around before you can even start stomping on the gas and putting the pedal to the metal, right? So you have to practice delayed gratification. Okay, now I will get to real quick answer that question. Famous wrestlers I've met. Man, I'm going to try to rattle this off. There's so many that I can't even count. And I don't know if you mean professional wrestlers, amateur wrestlers, or catch as catch can. So I'm going to do them all. And I know I'm going to forget a crap ton. Let's start at the top. Wade Chalice, 20 years. The guy's like my uncle. He's like family. He gave me the very first black belt he ever gave. And it was a 3rd degree black belt. So Wade Chalice, Guinness record holder for the most wins and pins in all wrestling, most wins over international champions, most wins over national champion, 5 combat sport, All-American, freestyle, folk style, Greco-Roman, judo, and sambo. Met that guy. Mark Schultz, very good friend of mine. I love that guy. So this is more than just wrestlers I met. I'll start with people that I'm close to. Wade Chalice, Mark Schultz, Billy Robinson, Carl Gotch, Dick Cardinal, Fujiwara, Minoru Suzuki, Frank Shamrock. I know I'm forgetting people. I'm not meaning to hurt any feelings. Stephen Abbas. Who else have I met? Man, I don't know, dude. It's the list. I've been in this business for like 25 years, so it's like ridiculous. It's a lot. And then, of course, all my friends and stuff like that. Nate Hinkson. It's not even fair asking you who you've met. It's a hard one, dude. For real, it's a hard one. So anyway, sorry, I'm getting a text from my wife. I just want to go into this real quick. When did I start wrestling? The first time I stepped on a mat was 1977. I was in Pee Wee wrestling. And then I stopped when I moved and didn't take it up again until high school. Then I got cancer. That stopped me again. Didn't take it up until I was probably 96. And then I got hardcore about it in 2003, like a hardcore. But by that time, I was already 27 years old too. But still, I'm 50, so I've been at it for a long time. So let's go here. I want to talk about this, right? So how many of you ever like looked at your to-do list and you're just like, man, I do not want to do this? We've all been there, but here it is, dude. You got to do it anyway. According to this study, this guy's name is Tomas Chamorro Premusic. Okay, he wrote this article back in 2014 called "Why Do Boring Tasks Make Us More Creative?" And he basically found that it's this challenge and boredom that causes us to really, really free the juices of creativity. Nate Hinkson, I want to become a Wade Chalice black belt. We are working on that as we speak. I have a partner that I'm working on this with. He is now engaged with Scientific Wrestling. His name's Glenn, a good wrestler out of New Jersey in his own right, a hardcore martial artist. He wanted it as well, so he's throwing his hat in. We should hopefully have something ready for you guys to look at. I'm hoping in 3 or 4 months. Let's see here. Turbo Max Speed asks, wrestling to BJJ, what's your opinion on that? What do you mean, like transitioning from wrestling into BJJ? Wrestling helped me with my grappling. Yeah, dude, like wrestling is the base. Do you understand? Wrestling is the base. It's the fundamental. It's the GPP, general physical preparedness, that you need for any martial art, period. And I am specifically favoring catch as catch can, folk style hybrid. For me, I'm a big proponent of hybrid grappling. That's something that we've pushed for years and years and years. In fact, we were really the first one to start championing that term on a big scale and pushing it. Yeah, man, hybrid grappling is where it's at. right? So that's not to say jujitsu is not good. Like for sure, you need to spend some time learning the strategies, learning the techniques, learning the counters, learning what the point is. But dude, you need to do that with wrestling, and you should really seriously consider making that your main area of study, if, in my opinion. Especially catch as catch can, because it covers catch as catch can is so amazing because it covers so much. It covers the takedowns. It covers transitions. It covers top game. It covers counters, escapes, defense, reversals, um, all that kind of stuff, plus submissions and pinning. It's a complete system. It really is. Now, that doesn't mean there isn't the reason I call it, even though our base is catch as catch can, with a very strong Wade Chalice funk style pinning program incorporated. We take from everything. If something in sambo is cool, or something in sanda, or something in jiu-jitsu or judo or Greco-Roman, whatever, we'll throw it in, man. We want to go with what works, and what we've found that the fundamental base that's the best, if you're doing this kind of thing, is a hybrid of folk style and catch as catch can. Hope that answers you. Okay, so now look. In wrestling, in business, dude, a lot of it is about this grind. Again, today's chore is tomorrow's meal, right? Conditioning. I can't, I'll have to scroll back here. Somebody said, Turbo Max, the conditioning is just unmatched with wrestling. That's part of the base. So Carl Gotch had me doing 500 squats, 250 Hindu push-ups, a 3-minute bridge as baseline before he'd even consider showing me anything in wrestling. That was his bar. If you can't do it, then hey, you're probably not going to go to the top anyway. And he wanted only to work with people that were really going to be serious about it, right? So the thing is this, man, today's chore is tomorrow's meal. You got to get rid of these limitations and these things put on you, like 9 to 5 or 4-hour work week or whatever. Dude, I guarantee you're not going to go to the top of anything putting in 4 hours a week, because there's going to be somebody who puts in 80 hours and you're going to get fucking hammered. Pardon my language. You're going to get hammered. Okay. So to me, part of the key, and this is also success in wrestling, not just pro wrestling, like amateur wrestling, right? Early to bed. I actually have an alarm that tells me to go to bed. Early to rise, bust your ass, work real hard, and then advertise. I love that phrase. A friend of mine out in the UK, Sam, mentioned that to me, and it's stuck ever since, right? Look at Elon Musk, dude. This guy works like 80 to 100 hours a week. Now he's doing massive things. I'm not saying that that's your goal. Maybe your goal is to be a schlub or a loser. And when I say loser, I don't mean it in some pejorative sense. I just mean it in terms of like somebody who doesn't win. I want to be a winner. And if you're going to win, you have to accept the fact that you're going to be competing with other people, right? And it's not a bad thing. In fact, it's a good thing because it makes everybody better. Competition makes everybody better, and not handicapping people or whatever. Like everybody should be trying the hardest they can to get well. Okay. So again, this guy today that I was working with, my client, my mentee that I was coaching, he turned it around. It took him 3 months of figuring out how to get his revenues up. And we worked on all kinds of different strategies over these 3 months. And we were dribbling into revenue. And then all of a sudden, bam, he started 15 grand a week. And we're going to continue that along. So I have another client. This woman is her name is Brandy. She's an Olympic gymnast coach. And we got her built up a system similar like what I did with scientific wrestling, but for Olympic gymnastics. And we were able to, I can't remember this exactly, the numbers, but it was basically the money, 3 months of working with me. The first 3 months, we eclipsed what she did in the prior 12. In 1 quarter, we made more money than she made in 4 quarters prior consecutive. And she's doubled that since. In fact, we just released a new product that's going to probably bring her in like 30 grand on top of all those new sales. I mean, it's like unbelievable. So the fact is you have to work hard. And dude, I'm just here to tell you, dude, you're going to work hard for a long time and nothing's going to happen. and you're going to have the doubts start creeping in. And honestly, that's when most people quit. That's the difference. That's the difference between winners and losers, by and large, is that it's when the people quit. It's not necessarily who's right, it's who's left. Who's left over, who's still working, because all the other people fell off and now you end up taking over. Does that make sense? So you've got to put in the work. You've got to do this. You have to have this idea of delayed gratification. Does that make sense? You've got to really understand, I'm going to do it. I'm hell bent on doing this. And the shortcuts are basically finding a coach, finding a mentor, looking at people who've done what you've done before, figure out the steps as best you can, right? What's up, Morgan? Silverback Martial Arts says, someone asked me the other day how I progressed in scientific wrestling so fast. I told them 10 camps in 1 year and studying 3 hours a day on top of working 2 jobs, no excuses. And that's the God honest truth. So Morgan joined us late last year. I think it was late last year. Well, maybe it was the middle of the year. But the guy put in the work and he's crushing it. He's absolutely crushing it. You got to check out at Silverback Martial Arts on Instagram and check out all the links and whatnot. But that's what it takes. So part of it is going to be about persistence. Persistence prevails where all else fails, right? So you've got to just keep persisting. You got to do it. This is why discipline is going to be way more valuable to you than motivation. Motivation's going to run out. Motivation's cool. You see some good looking girl, or you see like a stack of a big bill of money, or you go watch the Rocky movie and you're pumped up. Whew, that dies down really quick, man. You've got to be able to. The way I put it is this. I actually got "Do It Again" tattooed on my arm because Billy Robinson just was about do it again, do it again, do it again. And there's some variants that I added to it, right? You got to do it again, and you got to do it again, and you got to do it again. And then when you don't want to do it anyway. Do it anyway, right? So first you got to start. You got to do it. You got to actually start. That's number one. You don't start, nothing ever is going to happen. That's the biggest step. Then you got to do it over and over, and you got to refine. You got to be like a field scientist. Experiment. See what works, what doesn't work, right? Jeet Kune Do or whatever. Take that which works and discard the rest. But you can do that in all areas of life, not just martial arts. Fair? This is why Bruce Lee had these concepts forever, but it wasn't until UFC created an actual sport and we got rid of the, favoritism. Oh, I get to wear a gi this time, and blah, 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 all that, and made it uniform and flat. And here's a set of rules: compete, which is a lot of the same kind of pressure that you get in science. And we ended up determining who are the toughest guys. So if you look at like the MMA guys at the top today versus the MMA guys back at the top at the beginning. Now, some of those old timers were tough, right? I mean, I would put a prime Frank Shamrock today or back in the day against anybody, give him a good camp and get him up to date on technique and whatnot. He would still crush everybody. And a lot of it, again, was fundamental, grind, do it again kind of business, if that makes any sense. Make sense? So, okay. Now, part of the deal on this, man, is you've got to also maintain levity. You've got to be serious, meaning disciplined and determined and persistent, but you also have to maintain levity, right? There's a study, University of Warwick. I think it was A.J. Oswald. I'm reading the study here, Proto and Segroy, 2015. On happiness, the correlation between happiness and productivity. Okay. But just the idea of having fun can help you stay in the game longer, which is really what it's going to take. So, if you want to win on these things, right? Again, reiterating the phrase that hopefully is an easier thing for you to memorize than all this jibber jabber, is today's chore is tomorrow's meal. So, in my client today, we had to look back and we were looking at sales cycles, and we figured out that the average uh, uh, lag time, or the average time it took between getting the lead and closing the deal, the sales cycle, was 3 months for this guy. So then we started looking at where the seasonality was in his sales. And I said, look, you dipped in October, go back 3 months. That's when you stopped working. Maybe you had a death in the family. Maybe there was a celebration, or you got distracted, started smoking weed or drinking or something, whatever. But it took 3 months for that to impact. Today's chore is tomorrow's meal. So we've got to get out of this like dopamine dump culture that we live in, thanks to, our cell phones and video games, where you just get this instant gratification, right? We've got to understand that a lot of times there's lag time, and 3 months is hardly any time at all. For example, I've been working on this scientific wrestling project since 2003. I'm still not even done. I think I've done big things according to other people's perspectives, but my view is to bring back competitive grappling under professional wrestling rules. That is competitive catch-as-catch-can wrestling with that project. Fair? I still haven't really done that. I want to do that to where it's as big as UFC 1, WWE, AEW. That's my goal. Shoot pro wrestling right now. Right? Let's see. Silverback Morgan says, I'll vouch for Jake as a mentor coach in business and grappling. It holds you to a certain standard. Both of my businesses started booming once I joined, went from 30K a year to 120K a year. Yeah, guys, thank you so much, Morgan, for the shout out. And you did the work, but it is really, I had people light my candle, and I'm lighting candles, and it doesn't cost you. It doesn't put out your candle to light other people, right? But it is high standards, and it is accountability. And you can't, oh, I understand. Oh, I love you how you are. No, dude, be disgusted with where you're at if you feel it's appropriate, and try to make great things happen. You'll be glad that you did. I think this idea of constantly being happy and whatnot is overrated. I think that we have to really consider the power of being disgusted with ourselves, or as it's been put way nicer, this idea of divine discontent. Fair? So I appreciate all you guys. I'm going to jump. I got to go get my kids from school here in Denver. It's about 3:00. So if you guys have any questions, or I can help you in business or grappling, I'm thinking of putting together a couple of offers for the new year, because I do like big goals. For those of you that are interested in becoming an affiliate, the fastest growing affiliate program in the business, the best affiliate program in the business, DM me. Okay, DM me, because I'm putting together a pretty sick offer. I'm trying to work out some kinks, but DM me so I know that you're interested, and I'll send it to you. You'll be the first people, and it's only going to be open to the first 5 people. In fact, I might make it 7, because when I hit 25 affiliates, we're bumping it up. It's going to be $5,000 more expensive, just because the value of this is so undervalued right now. As I hit these new milestones, we're going to start pricing it appropriately. Honestly, I'm just really trying to incentivize the early adopters and the real studs to get in first. Anyway, scientificwrestler.com. Go check it out. DM me if you're interested. I'm also putting together an offer for those people that want to come to as many camps like Morgan did. Thank you again, Morgan, for your jumping in there and sharing your success. Morgan showed up, dude. These camps are no joke, dude. They're 2 days. It's not, oh, I went to a seminar for 3 hours. Like, dude, big freaking meh, who cares? This is 16 hours of work over a weekend, when you could be out farting around or watching the internet. You're on a wrestling mat, grinding, getting up, getting down, getting up, getting down, twist, crank, whatever, man. It's brutal. I've been doing it since 2007. We've been holding these camps. Anyway, we've got, I think, 9 or 10 opportunities on the calendar. You can go to coachingcatch.com, check that out. But if you're also interested, we do have a season pass that'll save you 30%. Also, for those that do decide to become an affiliate, let's say you own a gym, or you want to learn more about the business opportunity, you get complete tuition for 2. That's a $10,000 value right out the gate. That's what it would cost you to get affiliate, the full coaching certification through scientific wrestling. I don't want to dog anybody else, but there's a lot of rubber stamps, a lot of jokes out there. We are the global standard, and nobody even comes close, dude, with regards to what we're doing. I'll stand by that, and I will die on that hill because I've worked my ass for it, and it's true. And we really have the cream of the crop involved with us. I mean, we've had the guys that all you know and love. Obviously, Carl Gotch, Dick Cardinal, Billy Robinson, Mark Schultz, Wade Chalice, Fujiwara, Frank Shamrock, Josh Barnett, Mo Lawal now, King Mo, senior U.S. Senior Nationals freestyle champ, Real Pro Wrestling champ, Risen champ, Bellator champ, Pat Miletich, like the MMA coach's coach, coached Robbie Lawler, coached Matt Hughes. I mean, amazing. Matheson 79 says, scientific wrestling rules, the end. Thanks, dude. I agree. On that note, I can't top that, dude. I'm going to let Matheson have the final word. Matheson 79, dude, that was awesome. And I got to go get my kids. DM me, man. I'm here to help you. I answer the DMs, dude. It's me, right? Like people are like, well, is this actually Jake? Yeah, dude, I do. I'm a freak. I do like a lot, dude. And I have a huge team that helps me. That's how I get so much done. Like last year alone, I got 8 different certifications from Ivy League institutions in AI. I wrote 2 books. I held 20 camps, added 17 affiliates, serviced probably 40 different business coaching clients, went on vacation with my kids and my wife. Dude, you just got to get over this, like these preconceived notions, this like 9 to 5 bullshit. Start going 5 to 9. That's like what I do. I'm always the first one at this office in the morning. And most often, if I'm not the one that has to get my kids, like today, my wife, it may not be able to get the kids, so I'm going to jump out of here. But I'm always the last one in the office, okay? And that's including a workout. I'm still the first in the office, and I've gone and I've done 15 minutes of row, 15 minutes of elliptical, and 15 minutes of cycle, 50 push-ups, 200 sit-ups, and 100 squats before the first one in the office, and I do it all in 130-degree sauna. Today's chore is tomorrow's meal. Appreciate you guys. All right, I'll check you. I'll try to get in here tomorrow again. If you guys have questions, if I can help you. What's up? Addicts Club, Don, the master of badass design. I love it, dude. Addicts Club says, nice mustache, man. I'm trying to grow a beard, but my beard's so fucking weak. All you see is, I got a good mustache, though. Yeah, thank you. AI decks. That's our next step, LOL. Yeah, I don't know how to integrate AI into mixed martial arts or into mace swinging. Addicts makes a killer club, by the way. ADEX Club. Google them. It's an adjustable weight club. It's a brilliant design, a wonderful addition, improvement upon my design. Now, I don't do adjustable weight. I'm like, I got 10 kilos. I tell everybody to do 10 kilos, and it's one weight. But that's just me, man. This is the other thing. You cannot say there's only one way to skin the cat, right? Like, so these guys, Don over at Addicts, came up with a freaking genius design. Probably one of the most clever designs I've ever seen, and a real innovation in mace swinging, like undisputed. So anyway, I appreciate you guys. If I can help you, I always forget. Like I'm so obsessed with wrestling, I forget about everything that's happened with the mace. I am working on integrating the mace, and actually, Dawn, I need to talk to you because what I want to do is I'm going to put together an offer. Yeah, we'll have to talk. I'd love to grab a call with you, actually, because I want to put more maces out on the street. We need more people swinging those. It's getting to be wild. We need people to be in shape. So appreciate you guys. I'm going to hit it. DM me if you need me. Okay? Remember, go to scientificwrestler.com if you want to get involved in the business side of wrestling with me for your gym, or just show up to train with the best. Where, like I said, Pat Miletich, Mo Lawal, Wade Chalice, all the Scientific Wrestling elite coaches, Sam Crescent, Jesse Perez, Luis Ojeda. It's going to be a bomb. Obviously, you get me. Just found out that so my 2 books I've written are bestsellers. The one that I ghost wrote with Billy Robinson, the other one, Say Uncle, which launched. It was my first book to get published by a big publisher. Also, I'm officially a bestseller over at BJJ Fanatics, the Catch Wrestling Takedowns, Catch Wrestling Submissions, and the Nelson Family, all bestsellers now. So I guess I'm a 5-time bestseller. I'm super excited to hear that. Guys, it's just whatever you want to do. Like, the thing is it doesn't have to be just wrestling. It doesn't have to be just fitness, like the Mace. It doesn't have to be anything like that. I've started 3 other businesses that have all gone gangbusters. Sold one of them in finance or about reverse mortgages. The other one is a software company that we've added 25% revenue, 25% year after year since we acquired the company about 5 years ago. These principles are agnostic to the industry. I have a client that we added $2 million. He had his best year ever. We did a 1-year client engagement, took him from $4 million to $6 million in revenue. Just telling you, go over to number1.llc/10x or number1.llc/Sportify, and you can look at all these different projects that I've helped other people with. I have a client right now, Matheson79 says, balling out of control. I don't know, like for me, it's not about the money. I get rid of the money. I'm broke. There's a lot of money that comes and goes. Okay. But I invest it. I don't want to have money because part of the hack, I learned this from Grant Cardone, being so close to him and studying him for the last 3-4 years hard, is that part of the hack to not be comfortable and to be discontent is to stay hungry. Get rid of it, dude. Go to where you have to go make more money. You have to, because you don't got none, because you put it away, locked it in a place where you can't touch it for 20 years. That's how you do things, man. That's how you do it. Keep investing. Get rid of it. Don't let it sit. Don't get fat and greedy. You got to stay hungry. I read this comic book, and it was so influential. It was a Batman comic book. It was an old one, man. Like, the comic itself was probably from the 70s. I read it in the early 80s, and it stuck with me to this day. Batman and Robin are in the Batcave. Robin's whining because he's a kid, and Batman, he was hungry, and they had to go fly off to Africa to save something or whatever in the bat plane or whatever. Anyway, long story short, Batman looks over very stoically at Robin and says, "Hunger is good for the soul." That shit stuck with me for I'm like 50, dude. I probably read that when I was 8 or 9. That shit stuck with me. It's true. That was some great writing. Hunger is good for the soul. Today's chore is tomorrow's meal. All right, I got to go get these kids, dude. I appreciate y'all. DM me if I can help you. Check out number1.llc, spelled just like the sign there, no1.llc. Tons of info. I will help you, teach you, coach you to make more money like I do everybody else. If you want to come and get better in a different way, not professional development, but personal development, come find me on some of the camps and the affiliate program, man. We'll blow you up. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate you tuning in, all the attention, all the shout outs, all the conversation, all the engagement.